Welcome to the first episode of the Post Class Podcast. I'm your host Malachi, and today I have with me TJ. Go ahead and introduce yourself, TJ.
My name is TJ. I'm black. I'm 17. I like to talk about basketball, football, baseball, pretty much everything. Three main sports, and have a good time on the podcast.
I'm Malachi. I'm also 17. I'm going to my senior year. I like to talk about basketball, football, wrestling. I could dabble a little bit in soccer and baseball. And this is going to be the sports where we take the conversation from the lunch table to the camera and we just, talk sports for however long we want to. And yeah, this is going to be a mostly basketball, football, and wrestling podcast, wrestling year long.
Mm-hmm.
Wrestling year long, and then basketball and football as their seasons come up. So yeah, today's just going to be an introductory episode. We're missing one of our hosts today, Uniel. Uniel is taking he's having his summer fun. He's having his summer chill. So we're gonna wait till he comes back.
He'll be back soon though.
He'll be back soon.
He'll be a good host on this shit.
For sure. So today we're going to cover basketball. We're going to cover our top 5 favorite wrestling matches, and then we're going to end with our standings for the NFC. Our predictions for the NFC standings this year.
Yes, sir.
All right, so first we're going to start off with basketball. As I said, as we're recording these, the Olympics just ended. The Captain America just finally got his gold medal. And today's question for basketball is we're talking straight Olympics, best Olympian in FIBA history or in World Cup history.
And World Cup. Like just straight up Olympian? Like
straight up Olympian.
Anyone?
Because there's one clear answer, and if you don't answer this one person, then we're gonna have an argument.
I'm not saying the Captain America.
It's not the Captain America. He has a bronze medal. Anybody that has a bronze medal for the USA team cannot be the best Olympian. I don't know why you're thinking. It's so clearly Kevin Durant. There's no debate.
He's number two.
To who?
The best is Katie Ledecky, bro. She got like the top 30 fastest time in swimming, bro. Every time you see her name pop up, bro, she's breaking her record after record after record. And it's just her name clearing the top 20, bro. Like she's...
Do you want to hear the question again?
Yeah.
Top 5 best basketball players in...
No, but you said best Olympian. You said best Olympian.
Well, I was referring to basketball. If it's a best Olympian, it's not even Katie. It's Phelps.
Oh, shit. That's why I said...
You tell me Katie Ledecky is better than Michael Phelps right now. The all time, Katie Ledecky is better than Michael Phelps. Is that your take?
Oh. Right now, yes.
No, definitely. You're lying. That's not a valid take.
Bro, she be clearing it. She got like top 20 records every time for any... Bro, she be stopping like 10 seconds before anybody even gets to second place, bro. Michael Phelps, at least he had some competition. Katie Ledecky just smokes everybody out.
The only reason why Michael Phelps had comp is because he would swim everything. That man he's literally part fish, bro. No, we're pulling
so is Katie Ledecky.
I'm pulling up stats, bro.
So is Katie Ledecky.
Michael Phelps has the most gold medals for a swimmer, I believe.
He also is like 16 years older than her.
Yeah, but Michael Phelps won. He dominated the competition more. Like, people literally said, just like how we're saying that for Katie Ledecky, Phelps did it first. Phelps has 23. Ledecky has... Oh, wait. Hold up. She got 2 this... She got a bronze this year? That's your GOAT?
She did?
That's your GOAT? That's your GOAT?
I don't care. That's still my GOAT.
Your GOAT has this year, out of the 4 races that she did this year, she got 2 golds, 1 silver, and 1 bronze. Is that your GOAT?
Hey, Simone Biles got a bronze and Suni Lee, but they still consider one of the greatest gymnasts.
My GOAT only got gold. All of my GOATs only got gold.
All of them. What about all them silvers that Captain America got in 2015, 2017 and 2018.
Mm. My goat isn't him. My goat for the Olympics is the Slim Reaper, Mr. Kevin Durant.
But that's a valid take though. Always one goal every time.
The most points. I believe he has the most rebounds.
The greatest sniper in that shit.
He has 4 gold medals back to back to back. Like there is
He's just said
nobody.
all around dying, bro.
Hmm?
Been doing it for a long time. Always performs. Always gets
Never.
gold.
He doesn't really have off days either. At least for not the Olympics, like standards. Because for the Olympics, 19 points is a good game.
Honestly.
So it's like, nobody better. No, that we can agree there. As wrong as you are about the swimmers, Katie is the best basketball Olympian of all time.
Yes, he is.
Okay.
Wow.
Who do you have 2? We'll do a top 3. Because my 1, 2, 3 is real clear.
So 1, I got, of course, Slim Reaper, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And then people gonna hate me for this, but you gotta go with the GOAT, LeBron James, man.
2, he's not even in my top 3.
No. And then 3, the one and only Black fucking Mamba, Kobe.
That's a valid take. My 1, 2, 3 is Katie, Kobe. Right. And how is the second best player not on your list?
MJ?
Yes.
I was debating about putting him up there.
Like, he dominated the Olympics so bad that people around the world literally said, hey, maybe we should go play basketball too. That's like as much as Michael Jordan's career was stat padded, and I think is just I think his career stats are just the tiniest bit overrated by the old heads. Like what he did in the Olympics is literally unfathomable. He won every game by I think it's a margin of 44.5 points.
Respectable.
There is nobody else. It's MJ. 1, 2, and well, not 1, but 2 and 3, and then Kobe's third because that's just the MJ copycat.
Okay.
Any disagreements?
No, because all of them are very debatable. Honestly, you put any of those in your top 3 is no.
Switching gears from something that happens every 4 years is something that does not stop. We're going to go to our top 5 wrestling matches of all time. So how we're saying this is our favorite. This is not the best. These matches do not have to be good.
Favorite, because all y'all be on the internet talking about best for everything. Favorite.
This is all what we personally think. I know my list is a little. There's not a bad match on my list, but I just think a little. These aren't the greatest matches ever. So
yeah, while my host here, still doesn't know my number 1.
We don't know each other's list at all. We talked about it. We talked about while we were researching it, we were talking about what today's episode. So we know we have hints on what could be on each other's list, but we do not know each other's list. We're gonna start off with number 5. Do you want to go?
No, you start.
All right, my number 5. I know you haven't watched this one. It is Becky Lynch versus Sasha Banks, Hell in a Cell 2019. They gave these two 20 minutes inside of a Hell in a Cell with a good story and just said, do whatever you want. And these two went out and just killed each other. One of my favorite Hell in a Cell matches ever. It's my second favorite Hell in a Cell match. You'll see what number 1 is later. They went out there. They had creative spots. The kendo sticks on the cage where she drop kicked her off. It was a little silly, but that was fun. The table spot that didn't go so well. It was just a fun about 20-minute brawl at the height of my Becky Lynch fandom, Sasha Banks was on her A game. It's just two of the best women's wrestlers of all time going out there and having some fun.
All right, respectable. At my number 5, I got the once in a lifetime match. John Cena versus Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
That did not make my list.
Like when I first started getting into it, I was looking. John Cena used to be one of my favorite wrestlers, still is to this day. And I would just watch all these matches of him. And then I saw the one of Dwayne The Rock. They put these men through 25 minutes of them just going back and forth, hitting finisher after finisher, and they still keep fighting. It was just such an enthusiast to watch.
I wasn't fully into wrestling. I think that was during when I was first learning about basketball, actually. But that, I don't know. It doesn't. If you were there at the time, the hype doesn't really hold up. Because I go back and I watch it. It's not a great match. It's a good match, but it's not like a great match. Actually, my only John Cena match is my number 4. Bless you. Is my number 4. It's up next. This is a much better match, a much better story. This is leading up until the next year's WrestleMania. It is CM Punk versus John Cena. Raw, February 12th, 2013. And the best way I've heard them describe this match is, we're going to have the best match just for fun. And they did a pile driver in this match, which was buying that WWE at the time. And one of my favorite jokes ever in the entire wrestling community is when Adam Blampier said, "What? I'm going to do a pile driver, and what are you going to do? Fire me?" Like, they were going to fire CM Punk and John Cena. These two, you're going to see this a lot about my matches. It's just giving good wrestlers time to create something. And these two were giving the utmost time. They know each other so well. The crowd was hyped. This was leading into WrestleMania. Just a random match on a random episode of Raw. And I didn't even watch this one live. I have my CM Punk shirt on. This is the only list of mine. This is the only match of mine on this list because these other 3 just have more sentimental value to me because I watched them live. But I could not have a CM Punk match. I could not have a John Cena match. He too that went out there and just did absolutely whatever they want. John Cena does a Hurricane Rana. They just went out there and did whatever they want for however long they wanted.
All right. At my number 4, I got Kane versus Undertaker when it was when they had the ring lit in fire.
And their Inferno match.
Yeah. It's like,
what? Go.
Look.
That's not a good match.
Yes, it was. Which one? You know they had multiple ones.
Which one are you talking about?
It was like early 2000s. When the ring would be set, around the ring would be fire and all that.
Yeah, I'll see what that match is. It's Kane versus Undertaker Inferno match. The 1998 one?
Wait, I was looking. Oh shit! I fucked it up because I was looking up ahead and then looking down.
All right, what's your actual number 4?
We gonna edit that out. We gonna be better editors in flight. But at my number 4, I got Roman Reigns versus Undertaker at WrestleMania when Roman Reigns broke Undertaker's streak.
For the second time, the streak was broken by Brock. But that was
it was broken by Roman. And then Brock. Yes, it was.
Brock Lesnar's happened at WrestleMania 30. Roman Reigns happened at WrestleMania 36. I don't have to look it up because I know this.
It wasn't Brock Lesnar.
TJ, look up who broke Undertaker's streak right now.
I will right now.
How much money you want to put on this?
Who broke Undertaker's WrestleMania streak? Literally says Roman Reigns.
What? What year does? What? No, you're lying.
WrestleMania 30 in 2014. The Undertaker lost by pinfall to Roman Reigns.
You're lying. I know you're lying now.
There's no point to lie.
Now you're gonna make me look it up to see if they're wrong.
Not even. But either way, whether it
It
was
says
Roman that
it says Brock Lesnar. I'll screen share right now. It says Brock Lesnar.
I don't know. But it don't even matter whatever it said. Roman Reigns was Undertaker. Roman Reigns, fan favorite going up. Only wrestler I really was truly interested to. And for someone like Undertaker, who I hated when I was younger, and I just wanted to see him lose and burn to hell, I was happy for Roman Reigns to get that win, brother man.
You're literally the opposite of everybody else because I think at this point I was 12, 11, somewhere in that 12 to 13 range. And everybody in the entire internet wrestling community hated Roman and loved Undertaker. So you were like one of 4 Undertaker fans in the entire, Roman Reigns fans in the entire world. Speaking of Roman Reigns, I don't know how these segues keep happening, but my number 4 includes his cousins, the Usos. It is last year's WrestleMania 39, 2023. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus Jimmy and Jey Uso, the Bloodline. And the story leading up into this, A-Class, one of the best wrestling stories ever told. We know this. But I was emotionally invested into these 4, I should say, had an amazing match. The false finishes, I thought this match was going to end 4 times. The emotions, the fits, coming out with Lil Uzi for the for the Usos. It was just from top to bottom an amazing match. Just as back when we thought Cody Rhodes was going to beat Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 39. He did not. But that one Saturday night had me on my feet, had me sitting there in my living room, absolutely geeked out, excited. And this is probably the most excited I had ever been as a wrestling fan. It holds that place in my heart. So for sure, this was going to be on my list. And these two had, and even without all of the build-up, these 4 just couldn't have a bad match. So that was my number 3.
At my number 3, many people are going to think it's controversial with these people because they was like 1-year wonders, but like in my opinion, they was truly my favorite wrestlers, especially when I first started watching wrestling. Number 3, I got AJ Lee versus Paige.
Yeah, those are not 1-year wonders. Those are 2 of the best women wrestlers of
No,
all time, and I respect that. That
no,
was on my long list.
yeah, because especially first starting watching WWE, both of them with their dominance, the first real divas, well, let me not say first real. I'm gonna get canceled for saying it like that. And in my era of watching WWE, the first real divas to put on a show for people to actually like and not dislike all them other women. And
Let's say it like this:
they're
those are the
truly underrated as well.
first real woman wrestlers, not just divas that were there to flip their hair and
Yeah,
scream. First real
that's
women's
veteran.
wrestlers.
Yeah.
I respect it. That was on my long list. It did not make it just because it didn't have enough sentimental value. But definitely, that was going to be on my list. For my number 2, we're going to go to the wife of the nemesis of this person. Of course, the wife of AJ Lee is CM Punk. CM Punk's nemesis is Seth Rollins, and we're going to go to Seth Rollins versus Cody Rhodes at Hell in a Cell 2022.
Ooh.
These 2, one, Cody Rhodes wrestled with his pectoral muscle off the bone.
Ooh.
Ow! Those pictures will forever be ingrained in my mind. Just watching that live was ridiculous. I was right here in my bedroom watching Cody Rhodes put on a absolute classic, absolute brutal Hell in a Cell match without his right arm. I could literally never. So, and then also just the way that this match was structured, this was first real brutal Hell in a Cell match since the 90s, since we had those huge multi-man matches.
Ooh.
Absolute classic. These 2 could not have a bad match even if they tried. Just absolutely one of my favorites and one that I will love for the rest of time.
Okay. That's a hint for my number 1 if you listen to what you said. But at my number 2, I got Sasha Banks versus Charlotte Flair at 2019 SummerSlam. One, because it was my first actual women's title fight I truly got invested into. And then I remember watching Sasha Banks from NXT come up to WWE, and when she used to be paired with Becky and Charlotte Flair, they was a trio that beat the Bella Twins and then whoever else they were. They were just so dominant, and I actually got to go and see them live. Best moment of my life.
Actually, funny story about SummerSlam 2019. That was what got me back into wrestling. I remember I was in Mexico and I was sitting there listening to the Cultaholic review of these shows because I didn't have the WWE Network, and that was what got me back into wrestling. And I haven't left since. Well, I've had dips and turns where I've focused more on sports, but I haven't left since. Excuse me.
Okay.
My number one is gonna be better than your number one. Do you want to go first?
It probably is, but this is your show. You get the honor of saying it first.
My number one is a match that 90% of the people listening to this have not seen. It is Adam Cole versus Daniel Bryan on a SmackDown November 1st, 2022. This is 2022? 2019, I'm sorry. 2019. Got the year wrong. I have a story for this. Growing up, I got back into wrestling at 2019. Every day in the morning, I would listen to the Cultaholic wrestling news, and I would walk to school listening to the news, and then I would also listen to the news at lunch. So I remember this morning, it was a Friday, because SmackDown. I was walking to school on my normal block, and I'm listening to the news when I hear the story that WWE wrestlers are stranded, literally stuck in Saudi Arabia. Any wrestling fan that was a fan at the time knows this story. I remember I was shocked. I was like, what are they going to do for SmackDown? I was invested. I remember this is the only times that I did this. Instead of going, when the news dropped at 9, because one news would drop early in the morning and then another news would drop at 9 o'clock. So I remember I went to the bathroom and I listened to the news at 9 o'clock to figure out what was going on. And I remember going home that night and being glued to SmackDown and watching the NXT invasion. I still remember the SmackDown to this day. I still go back and watch it. And then we had two of the best wrestlers in the world of all time lacing it up for the first time in years. I believe. Did they cross in Ring of Honor? I don't remember. But lacing it up for the first time in years. And literally, this is the definition of I'm giving you 20 minutes to do whatever the hell you want, and here's the winner. And these two, who's calling my phone? And these two literally just did that. My favorite match of all time. I remember exactly where I was when I watched it. And you cannot convince me that this is a bad match. These two blew the house down. And that's my number one.
Okay. Hearing that, the backstory behind it definitely be better than mine, but overall match, I think mine's got it. You was trying to figure out yesterday. Any last guesses before I tell you?
If it has Seth in it, is it Seth versus Roman versus Dean? Go. What is it? I have one more guess. Right. Is it Seth? Is it the Shield versus the Wyatt family?
Nope.
Go. What is it?
At number one, my favorite match of all time, even though I wasn't alive for this shit, my number one, fucking Hell in a Cell 1998. Give me Mankind versus The Undertaker. Watching that, I know the experience wasn't as good as if you was there live, because I'm sure that shit was out of the experience. But watching that shit, just looking at it, that's the definition of just going out and doing whatever the hell you want. And here's the fucking winner. Fucking Mankind, Mick Foley, whatever you want to call his ass, fucking breaking, and what do you say, broke his back, broke his ribs too, all of that to put on a hell of a show. Jumping off that 25 foot, how tall is the cage? 25 feet?
I believe so. That man literally had his tooth in his nose. I don't think you know this story. That cage was not supposed to break. So yeah, throwing him off the cage, yeah, that was supposed to happen. Yeah, ow. But they protected him. When he was chokeslammed him, he was not supposed to go through the cage. The cage was supposed to hold his weight but sag through the cage, through the floor. That man, I believe he broke his back, and yeah, like tooth through his nose. And then the funniest story is he goes backstage after the match, and he is so out of it. He literally can't remember this match. He can't remember parts of this match. After he gets chokeslammed, he doesn't remember it. And two, he goes and he asks Vince McMahon, "Did we use the thumbtacks? Because there was thumbtacks in the match. He got chokeslammed onto it." And the way that they responded to his question is, "Mick, look at your effing arm." And Mick looks at his arm, and there are thumbtacks still stuck in his arm from when he got chokeslammed. Absolutely most brutal match. I think my match is better, but your match is more fun, and I respect it. That's a valid number one.
Yeah, it's respectable in both ways.
Let me know if you have top 5 favorite wrestling matches. Let me know in the comments.
I think mine's the best one though.
And let us know who you think won, because it's definitely not him. Switching gears from wrestling to football, we're going to go over the NFC rankings. We did not go over games. There is no games won. This is just the rankings of 1 to 15, who we think is going to be the best and the worst team in the NFC. We're gonna start.
We're doing all 16 teams.
There's 16 or 15.
16.
I missed one. Who did I miss off my list?
Oh.
Who did I
doing like top 7 for like playoffs? Oh shoot.
We could do top 7 for playoffs.
Oh, but I know.
Who did I miss off my list is the question.
I know who it's gonna be.
Did I put the Commanders on my list? I did not put the Washington football team on my list. I did not put the Washington football. Away. Okay, so really quickly, I'm gonna go over my 16. So I'm gonna put the Commanders 16 because they just were not on my list. Their team is gonna be trash. 15 Saints, 14 Panthers, 13 Falcons, 12 Jets, 11 I have Seahawks, but they could definitely drop lower. I have no faith in that team this year. 10 Bears, 9 Bucks, and I have just missing the playoffs. I have the Vikings.
Ooh. Okay.
Do you want to start with your number 7? Since, wrestling's my thing, football's your thing. You could go ahead and start with your number 7.
At number 7, people gonna clown and hate me for it. I got Chicago sneaking in there.
No.
Not only because they was glazing the fuck out of Caleb yesterday. He made some good throws. He was able to move in that pocket. And the defense is slept on. They were second last year for interceptions. So that's like a no-fly zone right there. And then at least they added weapons for Caleb. They gave him Rome and they gave him Keenan Allen. And they ended up getting an O-line. Unlike when they had Field, they didn't give him besides Moore, they didn't give him no receivers, and there was no protection. Boy averaged like 100 yards rushing in each quarter, bro, scrambling for his life.
I think we need a couple of years for Caleb to progress. I don't think he's gonna make the playoff off the jump. Who I have sneaking in are the Cardinals, and you're gonna say, "Oh, the Cardinals, they were so bad last year." The Cardinals, when Kyler came back, they looked like a actually watchable playoff team again. I believe that if they do sneak in, they could definitely do some damage. We're gonna remember how good Kyler was in 2020. He got injured in 2020. In 2021, I mean, he got injured. We should not hold that against him. That man is still an amazing football player. He's still a musician on his feet, with his arms. And yes, I don't think there's any Call of Duty dropping this year. So.
Oh no, there is in November or October, November.
Still, I think he'll be able to lock in. He'll put Kai to the side, and I think they could definitely stick into the playoffs at number 7.
Yeah, you could put your bets on before the game Call of Duty comes out.
Yeah. Make sure you bet. Oh, as soon as COD comes out, bet all Kyler Murray unders.
All right, at my number 6, I don't like the team. Don't come at me, but just because they're that team, The Dallas Cowgirls going to
I
sneak in
have the
at number
Dallas
6
Cowgirls higher. I
because,
have
like,
the Cowgirls
I
higher.
mean, Dak had a little bit of better season last year off the interception than the year before, but like when it comes to like playoff moments and you gotta like clinch it and lock in, he is not that guy.
I just think the Cowboys are going to be a really good regular season team, as they always are. But we
As they
could talk
always
about
are.
them more later when they come up in my list. For my number 6, I have the 2022 Super Bowl winners. Give me the Rams at number 6. I just think Puka's gonna get better. We're gonna have one last year of Prime Stafford, one last year of Prime Cup, or at least not Prime, at least work with the ball. I think
Yeah,
those two could really do some damage, and as long as their schedule, I didn't look at their schedule strength. As long as their schedule isn't ridiculously terrible, I believe that these two could definitely put some work in, and at least end up at number 6. I think that if as long as they don't play a team as high as the Lions again next year, they should be fine.
yeah. All right, all right. At number 5, my number 5, give me the Los Angeles Rams. Puka, hell of a rookie. Took over Cooper's place last year while he was hurt, and even when Cooper came back, he ain't look like his normal self. But Puka, when you needed him, he was there for you when you needed him. And Puka, especially for that year he had, almost breaking like the record and shit. Or did he break the record?
I don't know.
But
Keep talking and I'll look it up.
yeah, but like that man just playing very well against every team. Even when he was getting double teamed and all that, he found a way to try to get that ball and came down with it the majority of the time.
It was yards, right?
Yeah. Puka's gonna be special.
Yeah, he
He
broke
already
it.
is.
He broke it.
Oh yeah.
He broke it. So yeah. Okay, so hopefully we can follow this because we're locked right now. That was 6-5. My number 5 is where I have the Detroit Lions. I think that
Ooh.
they can't follow up the season that they had last year. They had lightning in a bottle. I think that while they are a very good team, I think that I think one, their schedule got harder, and two, teams know what to expect more now. I just don't think that they can be as dominant as they were last year. Every year has that one really good team. And while I don't think the Lions, apologies, are gonna fall off like other teams have, like my Giants did. We're not gonna talk about that. But while I don't think they're gonna fall off, I just think it's gonna be significantly more difficult. But Dan Campbell is a very good coach, and I trust him to, weather the storm.
At my number 4, I think they gonna do it again. Give me the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
No, they're not on mine. They're not in mine.
Baker Mayfield, I know he was the number 1 pick, had a good rookie year, went on all these up down slopes, getting passed around from Carolina to LA. But I think Tampa, that's where he needed to reset. And you got Mike Evans, who he could have left for Kansas and Houston, like he said, but you still have him, who got 1,000 yards every year of his career. And the Bucs defense is still elite now. Don't get me wrong. Maybe not elite like from Tom Brady, but they still elite. So give me Baker and the Bucs at number 4.
I think the defense got worse enough, and I think their season last year was wishy-washy enough for them. Just if a couple of games don't go their way, if it's dropping for them. I can't see it. I think Baker's gonna have a good season. I just can't see everything that happens around them falling in the right place again. It's still me. It's at my number 4.
Yeah.
This is why I have the Dallas Cowgirls.
Oh,
I think that they are an amazing regular season team. I don't think that they are capable of having a really bad regular season just because of the pieces around them. As long as CD, this is before CD has gotten traded, there are rumors that he could go to Cleveland for Amari Cooper. If I believe It was CD, right? It was CD and the
Yeah.
Cowgirls. Yeah. So as long as they don't do that, as long as no more massive pieces leave, because you still got this is their last chance. And I see them blowing it. This is the last year where you have Dak, where you have Micah, where you will have the best defense in the league, where you have some of the best defenders in the league with Diggs. I just this is your last chance, and I don't see it happening.
All right, all right. Before I say my number 3, I apologize to y'all guys, but like I gotta change my number 7 because I wasn't even thinking. Scratch the Bears out of number 7; they'll be at 8. I'm putting Philly at number 7.
It?
Huh?
What?
Yeah, I'm moving the Bears out of that 7 spot to the 8.
7?
I'm putting Philly at 7.
7?
Yes, 7. Yes, although Jalen Hurts, hell of a QB. AJ Brown, hell of a receiver. Devontae Smith, hell of a receiver. They don't know what the fuck they want to do. AJ Brown, if nothing's going his way, he's just going to give up.
Saquon? They got Saquon.
Okay, Saquon can't carry himself. He could help Jalen Hurts with tush push, but
Saquon. You have them number 7.
I love Saquon. Don't get me wrong. One of my favorite running backs, but no.
You have them number 7.
Yes,
go with
7.
the receiver list. Go.
All right. Go. Anyway, at number 3. Wait, we are on number 3, right?
Yep.
All right, at number 3, I got the damn Green Bay Packers.
That is also where I have the Green Bay Packers.
Like, I understand everybody's like, oh, Jordan Love only had these couple good games and get all this contract. I mean, shit. They was like, what, 2-5, 2-6, and he brought them all the way up to the playoffs and all that. And he even like won first round where they shit on the Cowgirls. And then they should have won against San Fran, but fortunately they did not.
I just think that he's finally comfortable. We've been waiting for Jordan Love to be comfortable. He's finally comfortable. And
he finally got to show off in his moment when he finally get a chance to start a whole season and show him what he got.
And I think even with this big money contract, I think we're still going to see the best version of Jordan Love. And I think that they're just going to play some good football because I also have them number 3. So my number 2 this is where I have the 49ers.
Oh wait, who's number 1? That's probably who your number 1 is.
Yep. If my number 1 for the listeners that have not paid attention is, as much as I despise this team, I hate this team with the strongest passion. In fact, I went to their silly and I literally bullied their fans in their stadium. I have the Eagles number 1. Cry, Eagles, cry. I just think that they got too good for the NFC to handle. As long as there is no massive choke again, which I don't think there is. They have arguably one of the best running backs in the league. They have arguably one of the best quarterbacks in the league. They have arguably one of the best offensive lines in the league. They have arguably one of the best wide receiver cores in the league. I know Jason retired. Do not look at me like that. They're literally just going to slide everybody over, and I believe that they drafted somebody. I just think that their offense is literally going to absolutely dump on whatever defense that they play, and their defense is still not bad. It's still a great defense. So I just don't think there's any way that they don't finish first without a massive either coaching error where they have one of the worst coaches in the league again. I don't think that's going to happen, or without somebody getting injured. And I don't think that's going to happen either because they've had amazing injury luck. So I just think that I think that if any team's going to come out of the NFC, I think it's the Eagles NFC to lose. If anybody's going to come out, it's because the Eagles lost it, not because they won it, not because the other team won it.
Hey, Cooper DeJean, defense rookie of the year. Trust the process.
Oh, also, really quickly about the 49ers. Yeah, we know it's the 49ers. This team literally is allergic to being bad. It seems like they find a year every year to come out and look like an amazing team. And I think if their defense, I forget who it was, if one of their defensive centerpieces did not injure himself jumping on the sideline during the Super Bowl, that we would be saying
Rest in peace to Drake.
49ers Super Bowl champs.
Yeah, all right. My number 2, I got Detroit Lions. This is their time. This is their run. Finally, after all of these years of being complete shit, wasting Matthew Stafford's prime, wasting Calvin Johnson's prime. This is the Lions' time to go on that little run of going to the playoffs, being a consistent playoff contender every year. Because even though Jared Goff might not be what he was with the Rams, he still got a good arm.
You have a geriatric at quarterback. Are you being so serious?
Yeah.
That man can literally do nothing but sit in the pocket and throw, and you have them number 2. They're going to eat him alive again.
Okay, Tom Brady couldn't be mobile.
That's Tom!
And neither could Big Ben be mobile.
You just named 2 of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. We're talking about Jared Goff.
Don't you know? But anyway, number 1, give me San Fran. They're going to the Super Bowl this year, but they're going to lose to the Baltimore Ravens. Stamp that.
The biased Ravens fan has
not
entered
even
the chat.
Not even.
I already told him this off camera. If he has the Ravens number 1 for his AFC rankings, I'm punching him through the camera.
Hey, I didn't say there was number 1.
In fact, I will personally take a drive down to VA just to punch you.
Hey, but I didn't say that was number 1 though.
That is fair. But yeah, really quickly, Super Bowl predictions. I don't know how anybody could bet against the Chiefs. I have Chiefs, Eagles.
I mean, it would be cool to see the Chiefs three-peat because that never happened in football, but like...
They're not. I have Chiefs, Eagles, and I think that the Eagles win. I'm tired of betting against Patrick, but I just think that I don't think it can, unless the wide receiver that they drafted, I believe it was Xavier is his name. Unless that man comes out of the gate and it's literally Tyreek Hill and we have a leader in a Zoom again, I think that the league is getting very tired of them and we're going to see. I think this is finally where their luck runs out.
Hopefully. But I got Baltimore beating fucking San Fran.
So we will see. Today, that was today's podcast. We really, really, really thank y'all for listening. I'm gonna edit out 90% of those cuss words. In fact, I might just leave it in. Screw. I'm gonna leave them in. I'm gonna leave them in.
You should have told me. You should have told me just don't cut it.
Yeah, it's the first episode. Nobody's gonna listen to it. I ain't cuss. So I don't care. I didn't cuss. So I don't care. I'll just be like the second episode is our like best episode or whatever.
Yeah, I got you.
But yeah, we really enjoy y'all for listening. We really thank y'all for listening. We hope y'all enjoyed it. Next week we're going to do favorite. Next time that we record, we have no idea when that is. We do not have a schedule. We just kind of say you free, I free. Let's do this.
Yeah.
But next time that we record, we're going to talk about our favorite sports to play. We're going to talk about favorite wrestlers, and then we're going to do the NBA East standings. Class, it's time for us to go to class, do some homework, do whatever kids do